Today is Nedarim Daf Daled. The Gemara says, the Gemara here it's really a continuation of the discussion that we had yesterday. The Gemara wanted to know, how is it possible to have Bal Ta'achar by Nedarim? Yes, so how is it possible to have Bal Ta'achar Nedarim? So the Gemara said the first teretz that it's talking about L'Kshe Eretza. The guy says L'Kshe Eretza, not L'Kshe Eretza, no, that was the teretz before that. The Gemara said the guy says Iftar min ha'olam ad shehei nazir. So that was the first teretz. Now the Gemara wants to go on and say a second teretz. So Rav Acha Yaakov says a second teretz. Rav Acha Yaakov Amar kegoin de nodar. He makes a neder for Naziris, v'hu b'beis hakfaros, and he's in a cemetery. So, if he doesn't go out right away and accept the Naziris on himself, then the halacha is that he's over on Bal Ta'achar. In other words, I guess it won't be chal if he tries to makabel the Naziris on himself in a beis hakfaros. So Zok the Gemara, Hani Chalamanda Amar Loi Choylo Ale Naziris Me'alter. It's very good according to the Mandar that says that if a guy is Mekabel Naziris in a beis hakfaros in a cemetery, then the Naziris is not chal on him right away. It only happens after he leaves the cemetery and calls man that he does not go out and make himself tar, then he's about to achar fine. So it's very good. So that's how you have. That's how it's yitzuyur that you have Bal Ta'achar. Elamanda Amar Ma'alter Chayla Alai, that right away Naziris is chal me'ika Bal Ta'achar. The chur Naziris is already chal right away. What's the problem? V'oid. And another question the Gemara asks. Ha'amar Marbar Rav Ashi. Marbar Rav Ashi says, to explain the machlokes Riyachan or Shlakish, whether Naziris is chal in a beis hakfaros or not. He says that according to both of them, the Naziris is chal right away. According to B'yochanan, according to Shlakish, the Naziris is chal right away. So what's a machlokes? Chi pligi. When do they argue? Le'in malchus pligi. The whole machlokes B'yochanan Shlakish is only got in malchus. Rabbi Yochanan says that even if he drinks wine before he becomes tar, he gets malchus. And according to Shlakish, he does not get malchus because it's a Naziris that's chal on him when it's tumah. But they're both, so the whole shaila is just legabe the punishment of malchus, but they both agree that the Naziris is chal right away. So Zak the Gemara, afilu hachi kamle Bal Ta'achar. Even if the Naziris is chal right away, like you're saying in beis hakfaros, still there's Bal Ta'achar if he does not get tar. Should come achar Naziris ta'ira. Why? Because he's pushing off the days of Naziris of ta'ira. Why? Because his Yemei Tumah, as long as he's Tumah, it's not considered, it doesn't go into the account of his days of Naziris. As long as he doesn't make himself tar, he's holding back the Naziris of Tahira. As long as he delays it. Amar Rav Ashi, Hayavochein, since that's the halacha, that a guy that's Mekabel Naziris when he is Tameh is over Bal Ta'achar. So it comes out, Nazir Shatim Atzmei Mezid, a Nazir that is Tahar, currently Tahar, and he makes himself Tameh purposely in the days of Naziris. Oiver Misham Bal Ta'achar, the Naziris Tahira. Then Allah is that he's Oiver Bal Ta'achar of Naziris Tahira, because now that he makes himself Tumah in the middle of the Tahira days, he's pushing off his Naziris Tahira. He's going to have to go and make up those days. So Zak the Gemara. So now the Gemara is going to try to say another way where it's possible to have that you're over Bal Ta'achar Naziris. So Rav Ika Amar, Rav Ika says, Bal Ta'achar Tiglachtoi, that how is it possible that a Nazir should be over in Bal Ta'achar if he finishes his days in Naziris b'Tahira, but he waits to cut his hair. Like a nazir is commanded to cut his hair at the end of his naziris. So he waits. He doesn't do it. He's like about ta'achar. So and it's you don't and you don't have to tell me according to the mandam. It says nazir daf membamal tiglachas ma'akeves that him cutting his hair is ma'akev, him finishing his naziris, and calls man that he's not cutting his hair is also to drink wine, because he holds that the taglachas is a chilik of mitzvahs naziris, and if you push it off, you're even about ta'achar. La'afil mandamar taglachas ain't makebes, even according to the mandamar that's of the opinion that says that taglachas is not makev the naziris, mitzvahs galuach milah mekayim. However, the mitzvah galuach is not mekayim at the time bizmanam, and memela is even about ta'achar. Marzut Rav Mari Amar. So that's that teretz. Marzut Rav Mari says another way how it's possible in Nazir to be about the achar. Over about the achar karban oisav. If a Nazir delays in bringing his karbanis that the Torah commands him to bring, then he's over in on about the achar. Frak the Gemara v'min hacha nafkalei. Do you learn out from the Hekesh and the Naziris and the Nedarim that a Nazir that waits to bring his Kabbanis that he's over about the Achar? Mahasam Nafkale. You learn it out from there. Where's there? It says in the Pasuk, Dvarim Perach Chaf Gimel Pasuk Chaf Beis, Kisidar Neder LaHashem Lekech L'Sachel Sham, Kedar Shishen Hashem Lekecha Mi'imach, V'Hayochab Chet. And Chacham Darshan Roshana Daf Him Beis Kisida Neder is going on a Darim Nedavis that a person is Mekabel himself. And it says Kidar Shidur Shenu Elu Chatois V'Hashamis. And it says clearly, Gemara, it's clear in that pasuk that there's an Isser Bal Ta'achar. That's the Gemara Rosh Hashanah Daf Him Beis. The Gemara Darshans from Kisida Neder that the guy's makabel on himself that he has to bring them. So the Gemara, Chidashu. I might think that although there is about ta'achar by all karbonis, but however, Chidashu shechidsh Torah ben Nazir, I might think that there's a Chiddush by Nazir, and maybe since there's a Chiddush by Nazir, maybe the Torah was easy on him. And maybe if he brought his Karbonis late, there would not be Isabal Ta'achar. So therefore, Dr. Gemara, that's why we have to Makish, the Bryce has to Makish, Naziris to Nedarim. So we could learn from that also a Nazir that delays his Karbonis is Oyrim Bal Ta'achar. So that's the Gemara is saying that we might think because Nazir is a Chiddush, so Mela he would not have dinim like a regular person that's bringing karbanas. So the Gemara, my Chiddush, what is the Chiddush that you're telling me is by Nazir? That we think there's no is about Ta'achar. If you would say because a guy can't make a neder, they should bring a Chatas Nazir. So the Gemara, Hari Chatas Chelev Sheimat Visa Beneder about Ta'achar. If you want to tell me, because the reason is because a guy can't make a neder to bring a Chatas Nazir. So at the Gemara, it's not true because you see a guy can't a regular Chatas Chelev. Also, a guy can't make a neder to bring it, and even though he can't do that, still someone that's chayiv to bring a chatas chelev and delays it is over Bal Ta'achar. So I would say, why do you have to have a specific drasha Bal Ta'achar by Karbanos Nazir? So at Gemara, Lamai Chudushe. So what is the chiddush of a Karban Nazir? Salkad Eichamin Ha'el V'Marini Nazir Afilu V'Ilamin Chartzin Havi Nazir L'Chol. I might think that since he says Harini Nazir is only from a chartzon, which is just one seed of a vineyard, of a grape. Having nazir lakol, I think he has all isur naziris. Eima lo li'aver le'mishum ta'achar. So I might think since there is halacha that if a guy says he's a nazir even from a chartzon, the halacha is in that case is the nazir l'chol. So that's a mishnah. It seems like a mishnah nazir daf gimel beis. So because you have such a chiddush by nazir, I might say Emer loy laver alem shel ta'achar. Maybe it should not be about ta'achar. Kamash alon the hekesh nedarim that even korbanos nazir is about ta'achar. It's like the Marhanich Lamandam Kinazir Min Chartzon have a Nazir Lachol. Very good according to Mandamar if a guy makes a Nazir himself from a Chartzon Nazir Lachol. But according to Reb Shimon on Daf Gimel Beis that says Ein Nazir Achiyas Mikulon, a guy only becomes a Nazir only once he separates himself from everything. Ma'yikalim Eimar. What are you gonna say? L'chayr, what's the chiddush of Nazir? Va'oid, another question. Hi chiddush l'chumrahu. Why are you telling me that that's a chiddush? That the Torah is machmer on Nazir. That we're saying when a guy is Torah is machmer on Nazir, it says one thing. He's chayiv and all din naziris. There's no reason to make on him l'gabe de isabal ta'achar. It's just a chumrah on Nazir. But why is that like? Why would that? I guess the Gemara is asking, why is that? Like, why would you think that's connected? Why would you say that he shouldn't be chayim al ta'achar? It's just a chumrah in Hilchos Naziris. Says the Gemara, elamai chidushay. So what is the chiddush in Nazir? The Gemara is trying to say something else. The Salkadat Chamina, I might think, Hoyol im gilach al achas mishlosh yatsa. Since if he cuts his hair on, he's supposed. The halacha is normally that he's supposed to be megaleach after his 3 korbanos, which are chatas, oil, and shlamim. So the Gemara, if he what happens if he doesn't do that? He just takes a haircut, cuts his hair after he brings one of the 3 korbanos, and then he goes ahead and is makar of one of the korbanos. So I might think he should not be Oyran Bal Ta'achar. Kamashlo, no. That is, if he takes a haircut after he brings 1 korban, he waits and then he does the other 2 korbanos afterwards, that's still, even though he does the Tagalachas, but he's Oyran Bal Ta'achar. So Gemara Bois Amon, if you want, I can tell you another pshat. That my chidushay mishalom atfisay beneder. What is taka the chiddush of Naziris of Nazir? Because you cannot be toifis the chatas of a Nazir beneder. The chatas of a Nazir, the carbon chatas of a Nazir brings, there's no neder. Hadik kashla. The Gemara said this territory before, but what was Gemara's kasha? Hadik kashla. Kasha lechur chatas chelev also is not nitfas ayidei neder. There's no neder for it, and still you see over there that there is a iser bal ta'achar. So the Gemara, it's not shver. Why? Because chatas chelev ka'asil kapara. Chatas chelev is coming for a kapara. And we want the guy to get a kapara. We want him to go ahead with it quickly, and therefore we say this is about the achar. But chatas nazir l'may asab. The chatas nazir is not coming for to be a kapara or anything, and therefore it's only chi the Torah put in him stamazoi without a chait. It's not really a real chatas nazir. It's not coming on a sin. So you might think maybe there's no Isser Bal Ta'achar, and therefore the Bryce has to be Makash. So Yisrael Nedarim to tell you that there's Isser Bal Ta'achar, but Karbanos Nazir just like there is Ba'ayin Nedarim. Frekti Gemara, Verichatas Yeledis Loi Asya Lekapara Over Allah Mishom Bal Ta'achar. The you have Chatas Yeledes that does not come Kapara. Only what is Chatas Yeledes? A woman that has a baby brings a Chatas. It's only to be matter and eating Vachilas Kachim, and still you see that if she does not bring it, she delays it. She's about ta'achar. It's like Gemara, he kashayir leil mechel b'kachim. That carbon is permitting a yeledes to eat kachim, which is a mitzvah. So therefore, it's shayach b'al ta'achar. Mashingi by a nazir that the carbon is not being mater in achilas mitzvah. So there's no reason. So you would not think that there's isa b'al ta'achar. So that's a chiluk to a yeledes and a nazir. Although there's although that a chatas yeled is not coming to kapara, but it is coming to a matter and achilas kachim, and therefore there is about ta'achar. Okay. Amar Mar, Zok the Gemara, Zok the Heilig Gemara. So we said before we had this price, so that we learn out that just like when a Durham, the Av's made for a father is made for his daughter's Durham, and the husband is made for his wife's Durham. After Naziris, you learn out that the father is made for the Naziris of his daughter, and a husband is made for the Naziris of his wife. Fracting Gemara, Lamali Hekesha. Why do you need to have the Hekesh from Naziris to Nadarim like these halachas? Tasi Bamem Mitzinim Nadarim. Learn out what a Mam Mitzinim Nadarim. And say that just like you find by Nadarim that the father and the husband could be Mefer, so too by Naziris they could also be Mefer. So Gemara wants to know, why do you have to have this limit of Hekesh? Learn out what Mam Mitzinim. See, just like you find here. It's like Gemara, Dilma Gam Nadarim who the Mefer, I'll say, because you want to know what Nadarim you made from it's like a Tusa, because there's no time frame for Nadarim. So therefore, the Torah said that we don't want his daughter or his wife to have tsar. If she makes a neder, she's usher on something, whatever. We don't want it to have that pain. So the Torah, maybe that's why the Torah said a wife or a husband can be made for a neder. Avagav Naziris is like a tzuso. However, but I'll tell you that by Naziris, where there is a time frame, it's Stam Naziris a Shloshim Yom, and it's effective for 30 days. It's Stam Naziris Shloshim Yom. I might think that maybe the Torah did not give him any power that he has to take away the Naziris. Kamash Alon, the Hekesh from Naziris to Nadarim, that also Legam Naziris, it's B'shayach in Mefer, and even though there's a sort of Mechalak on them, you say Ein Meshivin ala Hekesh. It's a concept Legabe Hekesh. Hekesh is so strong, they say Ein Meshivin ala Hekesh. You cannot slug it up. You can't ask a question on it. So now the Gemara is going to go back to discuss the halachas in the Mishnah. It says in the Mishnah, it says, the halacha is that he's aser. So the Gemara is going to discuss now one of these things considered that they're yadais for Nadarim, that they actually handles for Nadarim, that we understand when he says these words, he wants them, it's going to be effective and it's going to be a real neder. Amar Shmuel says, B'chulon, and all these things that he's saying, when he tells his friend, Modani Mimcha, for instance, Ad sheyoymar shani oichel lecha shani toyim lecha. So he has to finish off by saying, he could say, Modani Mimcha, shani oichel lecha, shani toyim lecha. That's what he says. You have to finish off saying that I'm asking myself enough from you that I'm not going to eat or that I'm not going to taste anything. That's what Shmuel is saying. Now, as affecting Gemara, you see in the Bryce it says, that if a guy says Reza Aser, he becomes Aser. Reza Aser. So the Bryce doesn't seem to be saying them together. The Bryce is mashma that even if you say Shani Eichel Lecha Shani Terem Lecha, the Bryce ends up saying that you aser. It's not mashma in the Bryce that you have to say it as an ending to Shani Memcha or Memcha, like Shmuel just explained. So the Gemara answers Hachi Katani. This is how you have to read it. But Medavar Mamurim, you have to really stick on those words. Remember, when are these words said that you're aser? Only when you finish off and you say those words, and just like Shmuel says, just like Shmuel just said. Frakti Gemara, Tanya Ibcha, Lachari, we see opposite by these halachas, Shani Eichlecha, Shani Taim Lecha, Aser. We see that if a guy tells his friend Shani Eichel Lecha, Shani Taim Lecha, he's Aser. Madrani Mucha, V'Mefreshani Mucha, or Meruchanim Mucha, Hareza Aser is also Aser. So you see clearly in this brisa that even if he just says the words Shani Eichel Lecha is Aser, or if he just says Madrani Mucha is Aser. Well, that's really the main kasha. We say Madranim Chayisi Aser. To the Gemara Tnei Hachi. This is how you have to read it. Kfar Amar Mudrani. You have to say that Shani Eichel Lecha is only Aser, only if he already said Madranim Lecha. That's how you have to read the Bryce. For Gemara Hachi Ani Reisha, that's already the Reisha. So then why would the Brisa be saying it again? Va'oid. Another question the Gemara is asking: Asar Lam Limisning. Why does it need to say? If it's coming to say taka that it's one halacha, then it's only the whole net is only chal. If you say first v'dranicha, then you say shani eichelacha, then why does it say twice in the brisa the word aser? Should just say one time at the end aser, because it's all one long halacha anyway. So because of all these questions, the Gemara says that you cannot explain the reason of Shmuel that says that you have to finish is because the whole Midrash itself does not work, because from these brises it's really mashma not like that, and therefore the Gemara goes on to explain Shmuel's words in a whole different pshat. So the Gemara Ella Amar Shmuel rather means to say like this: Taima da Amar shani taim lecha. The reason why he's aser and the nether works is only because he added on to what he's saying. He said at the end, in addition to him saying, therefore is aser. Who the aser v'chaver mutter. Therefore he's aser and his friend is mutter. Why? Because the lashon shani oichel is mashma that only shani oichel that I'm asking myself. However, you're mutter. If he says, I am answering you specifically only, and he doesn't say shani oichlecha shani tayim lecha, shnei asur. In that case, the halacha is that they're both asur to have enough from each other. Why? Because mudranim cha is mashma that they're both asur from each other. It means the asur hana between them. So if he just says Mudrani Hemach, that's the halacha that Shmuel saying we derive from the Mishnah. If it just says Mudrani Hemach without ending off Shani Echel, then they're both aser. We'll stop right here.